3, 2. Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Here we go again. And here is the truth. We just recorded an episode a half hour ago, and it was tough. And we
Fiery.
and we almost argued, for Christ's sake. And
No, we
that,
didn't almost. We actually argued. We were on the edge. You need to
yes, we
recognize
pushed,
it.
and that was ugly. I don't know how much of it Olesea is going to edit us out, but there was this aftertaste that was like, ooh. And what's there is that I trust the process. I trust you. And I trust that whatever it is that's there that I'm not seeing will show itself and its face. I also know that I don't really want it to, apparently. And so here we are recording this session, and we're recording, and we have no idea what we're going to do and say, and we have 20 minutes. And Alessia's like, yeah, you go with it because my way was harsh. Oh my God, you know what? This is the first time I'm the non-harsh one. What?
Oh my God. Are you calling me a Hitler or something?
I'm calling you a bitch.
It's good. I know I carry this energy. And it's now to be an excuse for me to be harsh. But sometimes, yes, I like to push and all to the higher good for the awakening to our true nature and to understanding and seeing that everything is just programming, baby. It's all the matrix, okay? That's all.
Before you said Matrix, I was like, oh, she's talking about Matrix. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's do this quickly. I do want to take a few deep breaths and settle. Mm. Okay. No words, just silence. And my thoughts are louder than I can ever be. Let's come back. And I was just thinking, what am I going to talk about? And I'm like, I want to talk about the non acceptance of the unknown, the fear of the unknown in the context of being a mother, or maybe being a parent. But I can't relate to being a father, so I'm going to relate to being a mother.
Aren't you feeling that you're also a father sometimes?
Oh,
I do feel it.
I'm all of it for sure. I'm all of it. And where that came from is what starts to hit me in a very slow, sneaky way right now in my life is that my daughter is about in 10 days, she's about to leave. And it's not unusual. She's done solo trips since she was a baby. She's gone and she's traveled the world. But she's about to leave to China, and it is her alone in a country that is so foreign to me, in a culture that is so foreign to me, that I have no idea where she's going. She's going within the study program, and I don't know with whom she's going to be staying in. So what showed up is just this tightness in body, like the worry. And so this is an easy one to be worried about. It's an obvious one to be worried about. And so you talk about the stress earlier. And I think the ugly truth of parenthood and motherhood for me is that moment. I distinctly remember the moment when my daughter was born. And I think, I don't know how, probably within the days, I was like so angry. I got furious with every woman in this world. Every woman talks about the beauty of motherhood and connection and the pregnancy and how beautiful that is to have a child in you and grow another life and how you're connected to your child. And I say, bullshit. What about the moment when you realize that you're no longer ever going to be free of
Mm.
worry? You don't belong to yourself. And as they grow, that you have no, it's almost like you have no say. You have no say in their life. Bring this human, you raise this human to let the person go into the wild wilderness, that precious little thing that's always going to be a precious little thing. You just like let it go into the jungles, and you're supposed to be okay with that. And I told myself, if I had known how it feels in my body, how it feels, how freaking scary it is, I probably wouldn't have done this. Who in the right mind would want that?
It's good thing you didn't know about it. So then Annabelle is in the world.
For sure, right? And yeah, so that stress, there's all these beautiful moments of parenthood, motherhood. Oh my God, it's magical. And that stress and that worry all about the health, about the safety, about how they're going to turn out, or are the grades good, or this. There's a lot of my ego in it, but most of all, safety. That horrible thought that might come at sometimes, like, what if something happens? And
Yeah.
you just like erase it right away. Like, oh, I don't want to give it even a space for that. And as I'm speaking, I realize that's always there. And we mothers, I think more so, because biologically we carry that. We just have learned to live with it, to be with it, to not even notice it. We're so used to it. And sometimes it grows and whoo, it comes up. And right now it's hard to breathe. So, yeah.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Irma. I'm always surprised by the subjects that you are choosing. They are really beautiful. They're being an adult, now being a parent, a mother. And I love that you opened this subject. And now I know why mothers didn't, or other mothers didn't share with you about what they are going through, because it's not, now that you shared what you're going through, I'm realizing that for me it's different. I also go through something, but as a mom, but it's different. I don't have that stress. Are they good when they go on vacation with their fathers? I'm not thinking about that. Are they good? Are they doing this or that? For me, what it comes with the motherhood is tons of guilt. There is
Mm.
so much guilt. So, yes, it is. We have different experiences. But
Guilt over
there's
what? Can you tell me more?
guilt of not being and doing enough for my kids. Fear that I'm going to fail, do something wrong, and I'll contribute to maybe changing their paths in a way, or traumatizing them. That seed is always in my mind. What if maybe I say that word and they'll stay with it for their life and they'll be traumatized. And because of that, they'll have the struggle in relationship or friendships. So I'm projecting all this guilt into the future. But there's tons of guilt. And as much as I pushed it away and I rejected it, it's there. So pushing and rejecting it doesn't mean it goes away. It's just I'm not connecting with it, but it's there and it always be there, like just like you said, it's present. It always been there, that stress, that worry about the safety of your child.
Ah, see, that's so interesting because what I'm really getting now is that in the context of motherhood, you're swimming in the ocean of guilt, and I'm swimming in the ocean of worry. And while I'm swimming in the ocean of worry, the guilt doesn't even, I mean, sometimes it comes, but it doesn't even occur to me. How is it to be in that ocean of guilt?
Yeah, it's like with me here. Yeah, it's like it's never enough. So now we have two different experiences, being mothers, and I'm sure out there are a lot of mothers who have different experiences and different worries and fears. And I would actually be curious about what's going on with our moms for watching this. Yeah. Leave us a comment and share with us what is what is there for you as a as being a mom? What are you facing or confronted by in a way? And now, where
I'm
do you want to go with this exploration about this,
Yeah,
Irma?
I'm surprised. I was just thinking how surprised I am that we summarized the motherhood in just one word.
The worry or the
Experience.
guilt?
Yeah.
Mm.
Books and books are written about motherhood and what it's like. Well, we're looking at the ugly truth, right? So I don't really know where that would go. I don't want to explore for the sake of exploration.
What is amazing is I didn't know that there was so much guilt. I was not connected with it until my son was 7 years old. And I
What
had this
happened?
experience with a sacred plant. And I went into the ceremony and it came out. All this guilt that was there, hidden from me. And I started crying and just saying that my son is still peeing his bed. And I think I gave it to him because I was peeing my bed until I was 18. And now, I transferred it to him. And I'm afraid that my daughter will be the same. So that's the first time when I connected with the guilt that I was living into in a way, or having it in my that was living in my body. And when there is guilt, that means I'm blaming myself for things. That's the definition of guilt itself. You're feeling guilty, now you're blaming yourself, and because you're doing that, you need to punish yourself.
How do you
Like
punish yourself?
this is the
In the
this is the
motherhood, how do you
sequence.
punish yourself?
I punish myself, not giving myself freedom, for example, to go and do things that I love, because I need to stay with my child at all times. I need to do enough for him to compensate for all the bad things that I do to him.
So
In a
then,
way,
is your experience of motherhood always give and take? Things, bad things versus good things.
I don't know if it's good and bad. It's just about how it was working for me. Uh, if I do this to my child, I'm a bad guy. The bad guy needs to be punished, right? Put in the prison or burned. So for me, it was that.
Well, then let me ask you that. And you actually, before I ask you anything, you in our first episode, when we said and asked the question, who are we? What do you want the world to know about yourself? And
Yeah.
every time you say, I want the world to know that I'm a mom,
Yeah.
like this is who you are. And with what you just said and shared, in that experience of motherhood where you are doing something bad and then punishing yourself and making up for that afterwards, where is Olesea?
But I don't consider myself as I am that. Who I am truly is not necessarily the mother. It's a role that I'm playing that is the most important role in my life. And I identify myself as a mom for my children. If someone comes tomorrow and gets everything from my life, I'm totally fine. But don't take away this role of being a mom from me, because then I will probably be devastated if you take away the role of mom. That's how important it is for me.
Why?
Because I wanted to be a mom since I was a child myself. I wanted to be a mom, maybe to give to my child everything that I didn't have in a way,
Mm.
or maybe to give that to my children, the childhood that I didn't have. And I think I succeeded, and
So
but
are you making up for your childhood?
making up, no creating, but I'm sure there are also moments when I'm making up.
You
And
just said I wanted to have children so that I would give them the childhood I did not have.
I didn't have. Yeah, if you want to say it like in use those words of making
And
up,
and
you can do
and
so.
in one of the episodes also you said you're the adult who gets to be child.
Yes,
So are you living your childhood through the experience of being a mother right now?
living the childhood like me, or me living the.
Yeah, both ways. You're not just the mom, you're also the child who is being careless and who's playing and who's been weird
Hmm.
with the children that you have.
I'm giving. Okay, you can say that if you want. If you want
I
in a
don't
way,
know. I'm
probably
asking.
yes. Probably yes. I give to my children, for example, what I missed, listening to them, or making it safe for them to express everything, not only the good stuff. Sometimes some really dark things there. So I'm making it okay because I would have needed to express myself like that. If you want to call it as a making up, okay. If you want to call it as creating that space that I would have needed as a child, you can also say that.
Yeah. I mean, you call it whatever, it doesn't matter. Just
Yes,
exploring, right?
yes. And in all that, creating what I would have needed, I also feel guilty. What if I give them too much freedom of expression? What if in this expression and this space they lose their respect for me? Because sometimes they say, you're a bad mom and you're that, and I'm not okay with this and that, like they're really free in their expression. I don't think I saw children like that before who just express unconditionally to their mom without filter. But there's also fear, what if they will lose out of sight just what a good mom I am sometimes for them?
Mm.
What if they will focus only on that and this and
Are
that?
you okay with the idea that no matter what you do, you're gonna fuck them up anyway?
Not fully. Got close to this idea, touched it a bit, but still not fully. No, I'm still angry about it. So no, my answer is no. I'm not okay with the idea. If you
I
are,
did
please teach
it.
me how.
I did it. That's why. I did so much damage to my daughter. I broke her apart. So she's done a lot of healing. She's done incredible work. She had to survive me. So,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah,
And so, well, whether I'm okay or not, for sure I have accepted it. So it's there. And since then, what's there is also that her words are that we had to go through that. And she says, I'm grateful that we went through that so that we would get here.
yeah,
I'm not okay with what I did and how it all enrolled and unveiled and what it cost her as a child. And I'm also accepting and understanding that no matter what we do as parents, children will always have something to
yeah,
complain about or to have trauma about. All we have is really to take what's in front of us to gain the awareness of our actions and just to give space to the children that we have. I think that's the biggest gift, what you said, right? Not to fix. And I'm a fixer, right? I fix all the time. And she catches me, my daughter, knowing that I've cleared that with her. She's like, Mom, you're fixing this now. Let me be. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that. But she's 15 and we can have this conversation, right? So I'm okay to the extent that it's part of becoming. And past I cannot change. It's gone and done. And I can only focus on creating now. And every moment of now is just the good, the bad, the mistakes, the fucking up. It's part of this experience that's magical. I want to hold it right now with all of it. And if they need to go to therapy because of all the things that we've done, they will go to therapy because of all the things that we've done.
that kills me, this idea for sure. And for me, guilt as much as it drives me from the inside, at the same time, I see the benefit of it because every time I feel guilt, I come closer to them and I connect to them and I stay with them. And I just remember that because I ask myself questions if there would be one regret at the end of your life, what would it be? And every time the answer is the same for not spending more time with the kids. That's it. And every time I have those experiences with sacred plants or even in my meditations, and I connect with the deepest or layer of my soul, I just connect just how much I wanted to have those children in this life and how much I wanted to spend time with them. So I'm actually going to spend time with them now
You do that.
because they just came from school, and it's good because I'm going to go and be really present with them without trying to change anything, fix anything, and just listen to them. Because every time I listen to them, I give to them the biggest gift. I see how their little faces are brightening up just from me listening to them without changing anything. I'm going to go and give them that. Thank you so much, Irma, for opening this subject that probably will always be sensitive for me, but it felt good to be present and to reconnect with it again, with just what's important to our hearts, to my heart.
So, what is the inquiry then, Olesea?
About what is the experience, right, of mothers, how they are compensating, because we all are compensating in some way.
Let's not close it down to mothers. I'm actually curious about men as well. Show up, inquire, let us know, share with us what's the experience of parenthood. And if you had one word or three, what would those words be for you? That's always there, always present, hiding, showing up. And then how do you compensate for those? Or how do you express those?
Oh, such a beautiful inquiry. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll see you next week. If you love to be with us, please subscribe. And maybe you can also suggest to us what other subjects will be of interest and you would love for us to talk about. Because
And we
we'd love
might,
also to know.
we'd love to know, and it might show up anyway or not.
Yes, from our heart
See you next
to
week.
yours. See you next week. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.